Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Kuchak with Sublimation for Beginners and Beyond Facebook group, along with David Gross with Condi Systems. How are you, David?
Cheryl, doing very well. Happy Thursday to everybody. And
Yes.
been a busy week here at Condi. We love it. So I want to
Yeah,
thank
I'm
everyone.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to go. I, you know, oops, I'm sorry. Okay. Just had to turn off the volume there. So I know you guys have been crazy busy with, okay, so we have okay, Alice says happy Thursday. Lisa says, hey, Cheryl and David. Yeah, so we are live and hopefully they can hear us and everybody will be happy. So David, we are 28 days away from the summit.
Wow, that's tough.
That's a reality check.
Yes, that is a tough one. So I'm going to adjust the camera here. I can't believe it. It seems like it was just yesterday when we were toying with this idea, and now
Absolutely. Isn't
now
that
it's
the truth?
almost here. Well, I say I haven't had to do much work, but I think I know someone who has.
Yep.
Um, so
And continue.
you've turned into, of course, a businesswoman because you already were. You've turned into a diplomat for dealing with all us crazy people. And every one of us is a little bit crazy in a little bit different way, right? You
Well,
know?
it's been it that's that it's been interesting, on that side of it. And then, of course, I had to be a web designer. I hadn't done that before, and doing all the scheduling. So
And today you learned something new about PayPal, I bet.
yeah, I did. Yeah, David, thank you. That actually, and I was able to email him and explain to him that he could use his credit card right there on the site. So that was really, really cool. So I have this really awesome neoprene um, uh, coaster that somebody had given me. This is a high end customer, and they had given this to me, and I just think it's hilarious. So here's the picture.
Move a little bit
Okay,
so I can see it a little bit. There, down, 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 down. Okay, stop.
okay. Now I'm going to read it. It says, "I'm sorry I slapped you. You didn't seem like you would ever stop talking, and I panicked." Isn't that great?
That is funny. That is funny.
I panicked. Oh my god, I thought that was so funny.
Just slap them. It looked
Right.
like for a second there, it looked like Lucille Ball.
Yeah,
You know,
it kind of does actually.
when Ricky looked at Lucy and says, "You got some splaining to do." You know?
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, I
So,
thought it was really cute.
so we're real excited about the summit, and I hope I'll have an opportunity to take some of the classes. You were just going through the roundup, and I think it's a great opportunity. And if you haven't signed up, sign up. And say
Absolutely.
I'm going to work on a little bit of my classes this weekend, possibly tweaking them. Who knows? I might change something, make a major change. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, so they'll have to stay tuned. I'm
I would
I'm
love to
doing
get feedback about what are some of the gaps and holes that people think are not being filled because I'm flexible. I'm excited about Chris Bernay coming and teaching on vapor apparel. I love vapor apparel, and of course Jimmy Lamb on pricing. And you might get a head start. We have our pricing worksheet that we do industry surveys, low to high kind of things on the selling prices. Um, Who else?
Well, there's plenty. Honestly, we have. So let me tell you this, David. When are you? What day are you coming in?
Well, typically, I would either get there Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, so right now we have I think 5 classes being given on Thursday. And the thing about it, the classes on Thursday is that it frees people up because it's a bonus day. So it frees people up to actually then be able to take classes
What classes
on
will
the
be
other
on
day.
Thursday?
Okay, so we have Photoshop, I have Corel Draw, I have the mugs. I've asked people to, because there were just way too many people in Meredith's classes. So I asked Meredith if she could come in early and do that on Thursday. So both her classes on the sublimating on cotton and on the mugs were just kind of off the roof. So I've got her to do both of them. And then Michael Stark, he's doing both of his classes on Thursday as well. So I'm thinking, David, maybe if you want to do a class on Thursday, possibly that might
Okay,
be
I'll
that
look
might be
into it.
helpful. The only
I'm
thing
wondering.
is that I'm from 1 right now. I'm 1 to 6 o'clock. And the funny thing about this, David, is that like Corel Draw, I think we have 68 people taking that on Thursday. We have I think 60 on the Photoshop one. I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot, you know. That I think the thing we'll do next year is we'll have 3 days instead of 2. It was just way too many classes. So the way that it's working is that at 8 o'clock, I have 6 options for people. And no matter how they slice it, they can't take all of them. Even if they wanted to, because there's just too many options and not enough hours. So I'm thinking if we can move that to, but somebody did request if you could do a Saturday at 4 o'clock. The way that it's working, the vendor hours are going to be 12 to 1, and then on Friday it's going to be 5 to 7. Then we're going to have excuse me, then we're going to have something Friday evening. Not sure what exactly that looks like yet. But it's going to be fun. That's for sure. Then
What was the
on
vendor hours again?
the vendor hours are 12 to 1,
On what
and then
day?
on Friday,
Okay.
and then 5 to 7 on Friday evening. And then Saturday it's going to be 12 to 1, and then it's going to be 4 to 6 on Saturday. But I have a couple of classes scheduled on on Saturday at 4 o'clock. So somebody asked if you would be willing to do one at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Ask them on what subject. What would they like me to talk about? Because if the booth is open, I would really like to meet with people because we're having a lot of fun, the kiosk and things like
Right.
that. So just these subjects. On the mugs, I have a question. Do you know if I don't know? Does Coastal do do they have a similar product to us on the subless shrink?
I believe they do, and so does
Okay.
Johnson Plastics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but we may demonstrate that in the booth, things like that. Obviously, now we have so many sizes of it. Um, you
Yep.
know, so, but certainly, I hope they're demonstrating that because that's pretty exciting.
It is. It really is. Okay, so let's talk about David. I mean, one of the things that people, and by the way, everyone, let's see where everyone is right now. And so I'm going to be demonstrating. Hi, Catherine, Deborah, good to see all of you guys. Margaret, Michelle, Joanne, Danette. Okay, I'm going to be demonstrating. Let me just show you, because of course I love these products. So this is the first time that I'm going to be pressing on Condi's towels. So I'm super excited about this. Now, and let me show you the other that I'm really. I am going to be pressing the garden flag. So excited. So I'm going to be demonstrating that. And then I'm also going to do one of these little ornaments. I'm going to press one of these little wooden unisub ornaments. So, and you know, you guys, it's amazing how, you know, that I get phone calls and all kinds of stuff in the middle of everything, but we're gonna do this, David. So I want to talk about, David, your classes, because you know you know, I don't know anyone that knows more about sublimation than you. So I mean, seriously, I don't know anyone. So I think for people who are wanting to really know the nuts and bolts and the you know, the dynamics, the things that really make sublimation successful, I think they need to probably take your class. But my question is, okay, we have the hands-on class where we're going to be unboxing, you know, a printer. But tell me a little more about what you're going to do in that class, if you would.
Well, first of all, I'm very much open to changing my focus or whatever. I tend to always fall back to best practices. And I'll give an example. At lunchtime, I watched one of our competitors in their live video. They do live videos on Thursday. And certainly there was some entertainment value to it, young folks or whatever. But from a best practices point of view, they really didn't have their act together. In other words, they wouldn't be making any money because they would waste too much product. They were really continually reinventing the wheel. I've watched them enough now, and it's funny that we have a number of accessories like a Nomex pad, like a green rubber pad, you know, all these things. And I really think sometimes people think of these accessories as sort of, well, they're random, and I'll just grab something, and I'm sure it's going to work. You know, and so they were using, not to pick on them too much, but you know, certainly I would want to get the message to them. They were using a vapor foam pad in a situation where it's not for their situation. You know, it's just not the right thing to do. But they felt like that was what they needed to do, was cram it in something. You know, um, so the point is that if you never know the basics, then for instance, how in the world can you drive a car? You know, how can you
Right.
really and truly, you know, navigate, you know, our rules and regulations of the road if you don't know the basics? And so
Right.
you can get excited about doing a full bleed mug with the subless shrink, but if you never printed the paper right in the first place, well, you know, you're in other words, you got to put all the parts together, and that's what I love doing. But on the other hand, I can change the presentation to fit anything. I always at my classes I try to leave enough time to get folks to ask questions, get folks to share, because that's so cool to listen to all the stories. And then, I like to talk about my favorite topic, really, which is not in sublimation. That is, how to make money. And so, in the second class, um, we're gonna have some of those topics. But really, the people in the first class, it's your class, and we can tailor it to whatever. But my intention was to take a printer out of the box, load it with ink, hook it up, do a print using the Condi kiosk. So you would walk up with your smartphone, you'll print, we'll press something like a coaster or something. That was really the intent of it.
Well, and
So
I think that that's really awesome but I think we need to maybe get more detailed on the description so that people know what that class is about.
yeah,
You
so
know,
for
that maybe
people
we
that
need
are
to,
afraid to take their printer out of the box, people that have taken their printer out of the box, but maybe they really haven't done much with it, then this is probably the class for you. Because again, it'd be sort of like driving a car. If we really treated driving a car like we do sometimes we do sublimation, imagine how many homes you would see the car still sitting in the driveway, and it's never been on the road. It's just sort of sitting there, and somebody saying, "Well, I think I need to watch one more video, maybe two, and I may go out and sit in the seat for a while. One of these days, I'm going to go around the neighborhood."
well, I know this for sure. We have people that don't even have printers. So I think that that's a really pretty good indicator. They don't have printers yet. They're waiting to come to the summit to get their printer and see you
Well,
unbox it.
in a funny way, what I would tell those people, assuming they've got a heat press, that is, why don't you get a head start on things and go buy yourself a set of the sublimation markers, and you can start making products today if you've got a heat press,
That's true.
and you can have a lot of fun. And the best part is, there's not a computer involved. I was talking to someone the other day, and I may have shared this already. I think I did, but I said these markers here. I think there's some right over there. They are very sophisticated. They're Bluetooth enabled. They just do all sorts of magic here, and they're going, "Wow, I didn't know that." I go, "You just take the darn marker and you color, and then you press." So
That's
if you
funny.
don't have a printer, well, make a decision, buy one. Markers can get you started having fun with fundraising,
So
children's
true.
classes, you name it. Um, but on the printer side, we've got our SG800 sale going on, and I feel very confident there probably will not be a better deal than what we have now. And again, I was at the Long Beach show, as I may have said last broadcast, and all these people were. I mean, it was almost like you could see their head spinning 360 degrees. And I just wanted, like you showed me. Was that on the broadcast? Yeah, it was. You
Yeah.
wanted to slap them and say, you know, I'll help you make a decision.
Yeah.
And they were saying, should I buy the 400? Should I buy the 800? I can't make up my mind. And I'm going to walk around the booth a couple of times. I'm going to flip some coins. And
Right,
so I
right.
said, look, how about I cut the price for you so you'll make a darn decision? And again, if they say
Wow.
no and they don't do sublimation, I certainly understand that. It's certainly my passion. But I guess everybody can't be doing sublimation. The point is, my class will try to help people get started. I think it's a very simple process. I watch, many of the other people from the people that do vinyl, and I watch them weed that darn vinyl, and I want to shake, get up to them and shake them and say, Subliflex,
Yeah.
Subliflex is self-weeding vinyl, and you can go as small as you can imagine with Subliflex, and you get just as good a results, but it's a lot better. It's a softer hand. It looks better. Um, and all you need to do it is a monochrome laser printer. And
Yeah,
I
it's
watched
amazing,
her
right?
right as she was weeding some of that vinyl. And I go, really? This is what people do? And
I
I'm going,
know. I know. I got to tell you, I used to do vinyl, and when I got into sublimation, the weeding days were gone, and they still are. They still are.
so
So, David,
Subliflex, get you a sample of Subliflex, a sample
yeah.
pack of colors. I think we've added a new color like this week, rose gold. Um,
Oh, nice.
So check it out. But I think Subliflex, which is of course not a sublimation product, even though it says no, it's not Subliflex, Flexoff. Excuse me, Flexoff. Um, we do now have in stock Subliflex 202. I have not fully learned the product, but for folks
Okay.
out there that were already buying it from forever, we've got it today. It is.
Oh, you froze on me there for a second, David. No. I hate when that happens. Okay, let's see if we can get him back here. Yeah, I know. I know. Let's see. Frozen. Frozen. He needs to get hardwired, I tell you. All right, Dave. He might not even know that he's frozen, you know? But, okay, let me text him. He knew he was frozen. Okay, let's see if we can get him back. Oh, David, where are you? Okay, let's see. Well, let's see. Okay, so he needs me to create a new session for him. So hold on, guys. We'll just get him back. We'll get him back. Okay, let's see. Okay. Don't y'all love this? You guys need to give him a hard time and tell him to get hardwired. Okay. So I would love to know who has tried the new towels from Condi, and who has tried hold on a second. So, who has tried the towels? Can't blame the weather today. Yep, exactly. So, have you guys tried these, and what are your thoughts on them? I'm really excited about pressing them. Um, they feel so much better than the ones from Amazon. And then who's tried this? The garden flag. So, tell me. Okay, on purchases, the best advice I've ever gotten is to buy the best you can afford. Trisha, I'm 100% with you. Back when I was a lot younger, and you know, you have a family, and finances are tight, and all of that. I remember, buying like the cheapest clothes that I could find for my kids because, it's okay. David's back. David's back. He's back. Okay, let me bring him on. Okay, David, you got to get hardwired. That's it. You are? You are the only one, absolutely the only one that I ever have an issue with. I'm just
Sorry.
saying. Yeah.
This time
Anyway.
it just the picture, stopped, but everything else kept working. But I don't know.
Anyway, so I'm going to finish my little story here. So anyway, I used to buy, whatever I could for my kids, and of course, when you buy cheap, you got to keep replacing it. And so I realized I had started shopping and buying more, the quality clothes for my kids. And they would last the season. They would last like until they, the whatever it was, the summer. And I was astounded. And that was when I'd learned better to buy quality because it's going to last you. Better to buy the best you can afford. Okay, so Alice, I tried the waffle towels and love them. I got a sample towel with my last order, but haven't pressed it yet. Okay, cool. I just got a garden flag and love it. So Catherine, have you pressed it yet? Hi Dottie. Welcome back, David. They also have some new 20-ounce slim tumblers. They are great. Yes. I think we'll sub those next week. Okay. Hey Tony, good to see you here. Always buy good booze, no hangover.
Hey, Tom.
Tony, that is hilarious. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, so I think I'm going to press the towel. David, so let's talk about so your second class is on best practices, is that right?
Yeah, and I tend to tune that class a lot, but it will be, I think, on some of the best sales and marketing tips. I think
Okay.
tips that people often forget about doing. I'll share one tip that is so easy to do, but almost no one ever does it, and that is every time you make a product, take a picture of it. And then you can post that picture on your Instagram feed, your Facebook. If you happen to have a storefront, then you could have a little TV where you played all those images.
Right.
And the principle is, how do you educate people? How do you get people excited about the products? And one way you can, of course, show them, but probably the best way is show them what other people have bought.
Right. Okay, so you can continue to talk. I'm going to press this, and I absolutely love it. Maybe, I don't know who's in there with you, but maybe we can get them to get the number, or Alice, you can get the number. So these are the Condi tiles that
I'm here
are just
by myself. So.
okay, absolutely stunning. So I love them. I am, of course, going to use a lint roller, and I, of course, will use some Pro Spray to spray this. So I'm putting down my parchment paper. Even though I have a Teflon cover, I'm still going to put it down. And I think you guys can see me. So David, you can go ahead and.
So we're trying to roll out so many new products,
Which is awesome.
It's I think sometimes, we of course have just as much fun that you do over all this. It's such an exciting thing. It's a thrill, working on new products, and the point is that Christmas season is coming up, and what I tell people is that you need to be planting seeds all year round, so that when Christmas comes around, people know you're the go-to for photo gift products.
Yes.
So you got to be planting those seeds all year round. You need to be, the people that'll hand out their business cards, that will, they're always, drumming up business. Well, you need to be doing the same thing. You need to show people what they can have. And really, and also you want to continue to expand. So, show people about product bundles. There's so many things that you can do on a daily basis to promote your business. And I would say that most.
Let me just interrupt for a quick second. I just want to show them a tip, if you will, or a little trick that I do when centering towels, because you want to make sure that they're going to hang correctly in your kitchen. And so what I typically do is that I fold it where I want it to be, and I do a quick press on it after, of course, I have lint rolled it. I do a quick press down the middle and make sure that I have it covered, just so that I have some lines there, so I can center it. And I don't know, you guys probably all do this, but it's just, to me, it saves me from having my towel off center. Okay, so sorry, I just wanted to share that really quick. And so now, as you can see, I have my lines where I'm going to be putting my design. And I had that actually on really high pressure, and too high, but that's okay. It's fine. But it really works out perfectly when you're centering something. Okay, David, carry on.
So we were just talking about planting seeds, especially right now. We're in late August, and so getting out there and whatever your sales model. One thing about the classes is I love to hear about people's sales models. What's working for them, and then go from there. But all of us can grow our business really two ways. One is we can pour to our existing client. Could be a new product, whatever, but we can sell more to whoever we're selling to now. But a more exciting way to grow your business, in my opinion, is to find new profitable clients. And I probably say this every week, and I think it's worth repeating every week, because those opportunities are all around you for new streams of income. I often use examples like fundraisers. Right now, we're in the middle of fundraisers. I saw the Boy Scouts coming out with their popcorn. God help us. I love the Boy Scouts. I think they now call themselves just Scouts, because they're both men and women, or boys and girls. But the point is that think about if they were selling a keepsake like a Christmas ornament, instead of that popcorn being consumed in a weekend, imagine them getting a keepsake that they perhaps would keep for the rest of their life. And you could follow it up with a series of Christmas ornaments over the years, different styles, things like that. So you really have some exciting opportunities, I think, in the fundraising market. And if, let's say an organization, but they don't do a fundraiser, well, guess what? You can go to them and suggest they do a fundraiser. Um, Everybody knows it could be an ad hoc organization. For instance, around here, having so much, um, you know, uh, streams and deltas and Gulf, we've got lots of organizations for hikers and you name it. And all these organizations would love to have some extra money. Well, you can pitch
Absolutely.
to them a
This is
fundraiser.
really hot.
Yeah. So you've got to get out there and do it. It's like people that never take the printer out of the box. I don't think you're going to be making any money with the printer in the box.
That's
And so
that's
I
very
enjoy
true.
sublimation first and foremost for just the amazing rush it gives me when you take something out of the press and you look at it and you go, wow, that looks good. And then best part is you can share this experience with others by selling them great looking personalized products on demand.
So true. Okay, so I would like to press. I'm going to press this ornament, and I'm going to bring it over here. I actually need to adjust my press. Just a tad.
Yeah, I didn't think I was even going to have a press in the room. As you may have heard, Cheryl, we had a big sale on DK20Ss, and I think we pretty much sold everything that was not bolted down.
Wow.
It was terrific, terrific. I think let's talk about real quick about Columbus for folks in the Columbus area.
Oh,
We're headed there a week after next, and I think it's going to be absolutely exciting. For folks that live in there, if you could sort of let me know your suggestions for some of those great places to dine, perhaps near where the convention center is. I'd love to hear from you. I think we went there maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I can't quite remember, but have good memories, that's for sure. So we're going to be there. I'm going to be teaching my class.
I'm
Gonna
actually
be
going to
learning.
try to go, David.
Say again?
I'm going to try to go.
Yep.
We'll see.
So you got the class. You've got our booth with the kiosk running. You got the coloring booth. So lots of fun. Get to some of the new drinkware is just amazing. And we are still struggling with a name, although the list is narrowing down. Oh, very nice.
Isn't that adorable? Ugh.
It is. It is.
Ugh. The colors just are absolutely stunning. They just pop.
Yeah.
It's
And that
it's
product
amazing.
basically is also double-sided, where you could do one side for the organization. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Now you ought
So
to take it in the kitchen and just put it to the test and see how it does with water. The one in our kitchen did quite well.
yeah, this comes out amazing. Honestly, this is really stunning. Okay, have the Christmas tree ornament in yet? Have the Christmas tree ornaments in yet? Mine is back ordered.
So Christmas tree ornament. I had
Hmm.
forgotten we had one the shape of a tree. So
I guess that's what she's referring to. Okay, so even though I didn't need to do that, I always like to. I would rather be safe than sorry. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the garden flag, and of course, this is really exciting for me. Okay, let's take these gloves off. These garden flags, this linen. I mean, I have to tell you, I don't think there's anything nicer out there than this linen. So, okay, David, you're writing and I'm not talking and you're not talking.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I apologize. As far as going back to the second class goes,
Here's what I'm gonna put.
gotcha. As far as going back to second class goes, generally I pick a couple of topics, we explore them in detail. But you'd be surprised again how many people just will sort of take a scattered approach to success, and I think it's a methodical kind of thing. And
What do you mean, David?
well,
Take a scattered.
first is think of the big picture, so to speak, of sublimation, and we'll break it down into three parts. The first part is it's your job at the computer to make stuff that people want. And so if you lack those skills, then you need to either partner with someone or learn to do enough to where you can be successful. But that's certainly key to it. And so you've got to work on it. We partner with lots of people like Roger will be teaching the Corel class at the summit, so that's good. We have many of Roger's webinars and videos posted on Condi TV. So if I was going to take Roger's class, I guarantee you I would have already watched the videos. Because in order for you to get the most out of Roger's class, you need to have your mind prepared to learn. And so by watching his webinars that he's done for us, he's come to Mobile many times and taught at our open house here. But that's a good way to start. But you have to learn. And if for whatever reason design is not for you, well, you've got to figure out how to do it anyway, maybe by partnering with someone. So the computer, the stuff we do at the computer is the first section. The second section is the process. You need to master the sublimation process.
Alice is saying that she thinks that we're supposed to have something inserted in the flag, so we're going to find out.
You are. She is 100% correct, and I'm sorry I mentioned it. But basically, you have to put just a teeny tiny strip of Teflon through the place where the pole goes.
And
Otherwise,
why is that?
So you know where the pole goes in the flag?
Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. Let me get the gloves on. Yeah. Okay. So explain what happens.
So there's a place where the pole slides into the garden flag.
Right.
If you don't put a piece of Teflon into the hole from one side to the other, when you press it, the hole sort of sticks, and it's much harder to push the pole through. It can be pushed through.
All right. Well, we're going to find out right now.
So if it was Alice that said that, Alice is obviously, as usual, paying attention, and maybe I'm not, But right. But going back, so number 2 is process, number 3 is sales and marketing, and those are the 3 pieces that you've got to put together for success. Period. End of story. You can't, do 2 of them. You got to do all 3. So we're gonna pick tips from all 3 sections in that class.
Okay.
There you go.
It's on the pole, guys.
Did you have any trouble pushing it through?
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all.
Good deal.
Yeah, and I think it came out absolutely. The colors are absolutely gorgeous on it.
Oh, it
So
very is.
amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I
So
love it.
another thing in the class that I'll cover, and I'm going to probably work on the class some this weekend, is the concept of value. And we all know value when we see it, but what is value? How do we manipulate value? How do we increase it? What things do we do that decrease the value? And so, one of the things we do to decrease the value is we undersell our product. Our selling price is below market, and when people see that, they're going to draw the assumption it's cheap, that it's not going to
Yeah.
hold up, it's not a good product. So if you buy one of our new big tumblers here, this is first class. This is a fantastic quality product. Going to give you many, many years of service.
Well, and
Um,
that's what I'm going to be doing next week too, David. Oh, no, it's not next week. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be doing the tumblers next week. But here's a pillow, a linen pillow that I did.
that is gorgeous. That's a little bit different than the one from last week.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. But what I wanted to say, I always do the other side. So, I like having both sides done. Like even on my, my this one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I do both sides.
But going back to the concept of value, look at what you did on that pillow with the ribbon. By adding that ribbon, which is small amount
All of a
of
sudden your volume is completely down, David.
okay.
I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me? No.
Yeah, but it's like it's low.
All right.
Yeah.
How's it now? Better?
No.
How's this mic? Any different?
No.
Hold on.
Okay. We're holding them. Now you're on, David.
All right, try it now. Is that
Yep.
okay?
Yeah. It's
So
much
if
better.
you look at that ribbon that you put on there, it probably cost very little money, but it adds
Yeah.
significant value
Yeah.
to that pillow. It would perhaps add, easily $5, $10, possibly $15 to it. It makes such a good presentation. Now, in critiquing your design, what would make it even better? Well, obviously to personalize it, to put a year on it, anything that
Your volume went out again, David. I don't know what happened. Well, okay, there you are again, David.
Yeah, I've got a bad connector, I think, so I'll have to deal with that. Is that better? Better?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just a matter of value, and value is really three things: the substrate, how much is the pillow worth, just blank. Number two is your decoration, and then number three is your selling environment. Are you selling it like you're at a flea market? Or are you selling it like you're an upscale boutique?
Yeah. Well, I think that I was doing an article, and the thing that, for me, it's, if you have a store and you don't have the ability to personalize, you want to be able to have something that people are going to say, "Oh my God, I love that." It's this bling, for instance, having bling catches somebody's eye. It's like, oh, look, and it's important to be able to catch somebody's eye, and it makes a difference versus just having a pillow like that. no ribbon. You just have a, plain pillow. Yeah, it's cute, but this is beautiful. That's stunning. That, it makes a huge difference.
It
So
does.
anyway, that's
It's
what I
beautiful.
was yeah, that's what I was talking about, in my article is dressing it up versus, dressing it down. So, and I think it's important because a lot of times we can't sell personalized items for whatever reason. You got to add something that is generic enough but eye-catching. So, okay, let's see. Okay, so okay, so let's see. Cheryl, you got lucky because I pressed my flag and it stuck together. Um, yeah, well, I don't know why it would stick together, but is there something in there, David, that would make it stick together?
There is. So the inside has a little waterproof material.
Mm, okay, well, that's interesting.
So
So
did you put that top portion in your press?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Well, maybe you didn't quite use enough pressure to collapse it. But at any rate, we just suggest putting a little Teflon strip through it, which I have my strip right over here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So I have my little strip right here.
So how do you do it? How do you get it
It just
through there?
feeds right in. It's easy, you
Oh,
know.
it is. Okay.
Yeah,
I got plenty of Teflon around here. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So this is, by the way, you guys, this is for my son and daughter in love who just um, purchased their first home.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and they're going to be living about just a minute away from me, which I'm thrilled to
That
say.
that sounds like it may be a little too close. I don't know.
No, 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 my babies. I love having my kids around. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's far enough away. It's not like but they could come over and borrow a cup of, sugar or something. But anyway, they are. I mean, it's a gorgeous home. I mean, really a beautiful home. I'm so happy for them. So it's so anyway, I made that for their house, and they'll put it out in the front. So it's pretty cool. Okay, the backing of the material is a little rubbery, so they stick. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the inside of the material. I guess it's interesting. It's very interesting. But anyway, I really, I didn't have an issue. But I'm glad that people said that. I mean, thank you for letting me know. I'll be
So
sure to.
the thing on garden flags, it's an older product. There's Everybody has garden flags out there, and the good news is, you buy a pole once, you can just change the flag as you need to. So you
Right.
want to make great designs that really are short seasons. You don't For instance, everybody would love to have maybe a little bit of fall pumpkin Halloween kind of design. Think how fun that would be, shifting into Thanksgiving, shifting into Christmas, and just buy flag after flag after flag.
Okay, so Joanne is asking, so are the flags different material from the by the yard fabric? I think that by the yard is kind of maybe the same, right?
I think it is the same. Is it precisely the same? I'm trying to remember if the by the yard is also double sided. So this material is really it's 2-ply kind of material is my recollection. The by the yard may not be. I can't remember, but they're certainly a very close version of each other.
So obviously they I mean, I see it. I see what they did. At least I think I see what they did. Um, it makes sense to me. I like it. I love it, actually.
So there are
But
two
yeah,
sizes. You've got a normal size and a smaller size. Um, pick which one makes sense for you. I like the larger size.
is this the larger one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really nice.
I think the larger one is about 12 by 18, if memory serves.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what this says. Yeah.
Alice, you could check our work, but I believe it is.
Okay, did you sew the ribbon on the pillow? I did not. I pinned it onto the pillow. I do that with all of my pillows, and I make a lot of pillows, and I do it with all my pillows because if you want to wash it, you want to make sure that you know that you have it where you can take off the ribbon. So Alice says yes, it is. She is definitely good. Okay, so um, just going back to see if there were any other questions. Okay. Okay, so Dottie says she hasn't had any problems with putting the pull in. So maybe separate it while it's still warm. Okay, nice flag. Pretty, pretty. Okay, so nice thing. Okay. It's two-sided.
And we would love to get more ideas for new linen products. So, we're on a continual roll with taking an existing substrate like linen and bringing out even more products. So as you have ideas, we would love to hear from you. So.
Lisa says awesome. I'm not a fan of sewing. So, yeah, you don't have to sew. Okay, Joanne says kid size aprons in linen.
Kid size aprons in linen.
I think that is a great idea, actually. I think it's a wonderful idea. Yeah, well,
I like our linen apron. It's very nice.
It is really nice, yes. So having a kid's one is really a great idea.
And, use the markers with it, Think of the cool stuff there.
That really came out so cute. I love it.
Well, you ought to throw it in water, and it does excellent in water.
Why throw it in water? Just to see?
Because it's a towel, towel.
Just to see how absorbent it is?
Some people in the sublimation community are always suspicious about fabrics because we know they're polyester.
Right.
And so obviously, you want to make sure your client is going to be happy with the towel. So that's the thing. Another thing I'll probably teach in my classes, there's too many topics, is I'll teach about the virtual inventory model. Have we ever talked about that?
I don't think we have, David. I mean, we probably touched base on it, but I don't think we've ever.
These are like common sense kinds of topics, but until you hear about it, you go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And that is that imagine you're you're a gift store, a Hallmark store, whatever. And what you want to do essentially is this is what you not want to do. At the beginning of a season, you go to market, you buy a lot of stuff, and you just hope and pray it sells. That style, that imprint on it, whatever. Well, with sublimation, you only make what you need. And if it doesn't sell, well, you're not out a lot. You make what will sell. And you keep tuning your inventory model to you're delivering the products that people want to buy. And when people want something that has their family name on it, their monogram, guess what? You can do that. So it's the virtual inventory model of taking a blank product, turning it into something that's personalized and high value. You could think of artwork that's artists that are in your community getting them to use their artwork, put it on the product, give them a little bit of a cut of it, and guess what? They're gonna send you business because they're proud of their
So,
artwork.
yeah, for sure. So Maria said someone asked about having small aprons for the wine bottles.
I've seen one of those. The ones I've seen were not good quality. But I'll
I
certainly.
actually have some, but mine are they're they're a very thin, but they're cute. I mean, they are really cute. But I think the linen would be really adorable. Um, okay, so David, let's talk Summit for a minute because we're coming on the Labor Day weekend, and it's I think we're going to do a Labor Day sale for the summit.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to do, we're literally almost to the to well, I don't even want to say it because people then take it out of context. But okay, so we are I, I think we'll do 15% off a 2-day ticket. And it will be, the code will be Labor Day.
Okay. So what is the dollar amount of that?
I don't know, but it's 15%. And so somebody could do the
So,
math. Is it better than what they get if they went with Condi 50? I
okay.
don't
So
know. Let's
according to
find
my math,
out.
15% is about $37 and some change.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Uh,
15%.
okay,
So
let's see.
it's 250,
349
right?
times 349 times 15%
Oh, 349.
is, yeah,
340.
it's 52.35.
Ah, come on, Cheryl. You can do better than that. Come
It's
on, sweeten it a little
15%.
bit.
Like what, David? Are you gonna throw in the difference? You can throw in the difference, right?
Well, I might throw in something. Um,
Okay.
what if you now you have to say when, but what if somebody signs up between now and whatever, maybe at the end of Monday, right? What can I throw in? What do you think people want? Um, so
SG 800. I'm kidding.
so
Just
do I.
playing.
So do I.
Me
Because
too. Me
all I have
too.
at home right now is a 400. Um, I don't have an
I
800
know.
at home.
I want an 800 too. I really
So,
do. I got a 400 and I got the Muto.
well, what if I did this? What if I threw in a $25 coupon for their next order of $200 or more? You know?
$200 or more, and for a 20, okay, so they get $25. Okay. Okay, so somebody said heat press. Tony says free substrates.
Well,
Well, that would kind of
$25
be free. Yeah.
will get you
Yeah.
free substrates.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
so,
I'll take the
um,
printer, please.
you know, everybody wants a printer, but the point is, what really makes you money is, of course, not the printer. It's the substrates, and most
Absolutely.
substrates can be pressed on a small printer. Obviously, having a bigger printer, you get to do the garden flag, big cutting boards,
Well, that's
big
the
shirts.
thing. I had to print that on the Muto to get, so, it's like you gotta, the smallest it comes in, even though I can print on the sheets, it is 24 inches. And so I have to have a lot of designs on there, or I'm going to waste paper, which I can't stand.
You can
So,
turn the design landscape and, save a little paper, but you're right, of course. But the good news, if you do have a big printer, is you can run a narrow roll. You can run, a roll that's 8.5 inches wide
on what?
on your Muto.
Well, where is it? Where's the 8.5 inch roll?
It's on the website. You can go buy it.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well, nice, fancy telling me now, David.
So, and these products are all old because, many people, you've got a big printer, but I'm making a run of products that don't benefit from a wide sheet of paper, and I don't want to waste things. The downside is your printer prints a little bit slower because it's not doing much interstate driving. It moves across, stops, moves back. And so you don't take advantage of the amazing speed of going like this. But the bottom line is, it's the size you need. So we have rolls that are 8.5 inch wide. We have rolls that are 17-inch wide. We may have a roll that's 13-inch wide. Also, for people that have an 800 or an older version of the 800 and the bypass tray, you can buy one of these rolls. And if you have just a little bit of patience, you can run it in banner mode. So you can peel off a certain amount of paper, and you can run that through your bypass tray. Good application would be like neckties, lanyards, things like that.
Okay, so I'm looking on the website, and I only see 24 inches as the smallest. So
hold on, I'll get there with you.
Okay. Okay, so back to okay, so love my 800. We'll be getting another for my business. We are using the one we have a lot. Oh, Tony, look at you. He can't come up with a number. Look at you. SPP 13100. SPP. Look at you.
Good job, Tony.
Yes, seriously. Wow.
That's and then the
perfect.
SPP 85100 is the 8.5 inch roll.
Well, I'm going to have to buy this. Who knew?
So, those are the kind of topics that if people want to bring them up. Now, some of them, they're a little bit tough to remember to bring them up at the class, but it's all about, efficiency. It's all about minimizing your errors. My best tip, or one of the most famous
by the way, I'm sure that you are, David, as well, hoping that Tony goes to the summit, right?
Of course. Of course. Tony, where do you live?
He lives in New York.
Okay.
He needs to get there.
So we got to meet him again. Tony got to see his caucus, so I remember now. Yeah.
Yes.
Super cool.
That's right.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So, Delta from Newark, to Atlanta, probably, I guess, pretty inexpensive.
Very inexpensive. Okay, Tony, I'm looking up that number and I'm not finding it. It's not coming up for me.
SPP 85100.
Okay,
is the 8.5 version.
85100. Okay. Well, he just gave me the 85100, and that's not coming up for me either.
Okay, type in to the search on our website. Just type in SPP.
Okay, I just did. Okay.
Because all the
100
SPPs
sheets, 100
are
sheets,
there.
100 sheets. Okay, 24 by whatever roll. Okay, 100 sheets, 100 sheets, 100 sheets, 100 sheets. We're looking for a roll. 13 by 100. Okay, there it is. I see it. I don't see the 8.5 though. I see a
scroll down
13.
to the very bottom. I found it at the bottom.
Yeah, it's there. Okay, very cool. But I don't need. I definitely don't think I need the 8.5 because I got my my 400. So I don't need
Well,
that.
let's just say, somebody was making a large run of mugs. You know, you probably could do it very conveniently. Turn them, obviously
Right.
they're correct orientation,
That's true.
slice, slice, slice. You know, so again, for instance, what I'm working on today, if I get through with it, is I'm going to come out with a new SPP size paper just for the camp mug. So that's what I was working on today.
Oh, cool.
Because
Okay.
camp, go ahead.
Deborah says suggestion for David's quote bonus class. Talk about their print services and how to print, price it to the customer, and what they can do for us.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. Did any of your folks watch my webinar with Vic at iPersonalize?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but that has matured quite a bit, and I think it's now become a pretty exciting platform. You can go back to Condi TV and see it. I think it's posted, but the point is that
I haven't talked to Vic in a long time, so maybe it has matured because I wasn't, you know.
I think it has. We put up a demo store, and I cannot remember the URL for it. But it was a fun URL. It was like Christmas Love or something, But it's in
Right.
the webinar. It gives the URL. But the point is that, um, you know, let's say you're selling to a school and you want to work your way into their spirit store. Well, obviously, you need to put up a darn website so the kids can order things. And you want to order, sometimes you want to order pre-done merchandise, In other words, stuff that maybe is a design template that they personalize. Well, his architecture allows you to do that.
Yeah. 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 Okay, so was very informative. Martha says watched what I could at the time, but plan to watch it this weekend. So Lisa says she did. Deborah says she did.
But think about going back to the basics. 3 things: the stuff we do at the computer, the process, sales, and marketing. And that's where I'm going to pull tips from those 3 areas. And of course, I hope the folks that will be in the class will share with others their experience of what works for them, what they learn doesn't work. Like some sports are obviously more profitable selling into than others.
Right. Okay, so we've been on here an hour and 15 minutes, David. Okay, so I'm referring to large items that our equipment can't handle. So she's talking, she's talking the.
She absolutely has a great point. Let me just talk about that just for a second. So we have a print services here at Condi that we will do big stuff for you. Typically, we don't want to do stuff that you should be able to do with your equipment. That's not what our print service is here. Our print services also is high end. In other words, we're going to do those best practices in spades. We're going to do it right. For instance,
Right.
I did a piece of glass yesterday for a friend of mine. It was a 20 by 30 piece of glass. It was looked like a sort of a Southern California ocean scene, looked like to me. It looked pretty, a good one. It came out, I would say it came out very accurate. In other words, it was what the photograph was. And so, its beauty is in your eyes and the person who sees it. It is what it is, but it definitely was just very true. One of the benefits of using our Spectre Fusion technology with your printer is we have a higher accuracy level than with VPM. VPM is great, no problem there. But with Spectre Fusion, you're absolutely at a different level of color accuracy. Now, if you're a Mac person, you know, I would say that VPM, it doesn't get me excited simply because there is no direct print feature today. You have to save it as a file and then put it in the
Right.
hot folder for printing. Where Spectre Fusion, you're printing directly from the application to the printer. That is, I mean, on the Mac, there's really not a decision to make unless you're using Creative Studio. If you're using Creative Studio, then you have to use VPM. We put out a video. I hope it's on Condi TV. I forgot to mention it. People have probably about 20% of the folks out here use Creative Studio, and they continually ask us about templates. Well, Sawgrass is in the midst of making some revisions to Creative Studio, and so they're really at a hold regarding adding more templates. So I sat down with our staff and figured out how we're going to help our clients use our products, because that's how we make our money. That's how you make your money. And so we put out a video to show you how to use our templates in Creative Studio. So now you got a way, there's nothing holding you back. The simple explanation is you're going to use our PNG file in Creative Studio.
Oh, interesting. That's really cool. Okay, so Tony says PDF catalog is on their website. If you, I'm more referring to large items that our equipment can't handle. I'll tell you what, I would like a catalog that I can give to a customer with substrates, no prices. And yeah, they do have that on the website.
Right,
David
we've got
is okay for
two versions of it. One is a flip book that you can link to your website. That the generic website's called easycustoms.com, something like that.
yeah, right.
And then we have a download version of the unbranded catalog that you could either package up, you could print it, post it, do whatever. Now it's a high res version, so you wouldn't post the high res version on your website because it's just too big to download quickly. But what you could do is you can open it either in Acrobat Professional or open it in a modern version of Corel, and then you could resave it out at you know, for web publishing, which is generally, you know, like 72 DPI.
Okay, so with that, we're going to go, but I'm going to show these awesome products that Condi sells that I love. Okay, so here's the first one. That's just way too cute. Well, that's not the first one, actually.
That's made by the great folks at Universal Woods, better known as
Yes.
Unisub.
And
The
this
garden
is
flag,
Condi's,
linen.
yeah, and that's
And I'll
Condi's
tell you,
exclusive.
I want to say one more thing about the garden flag is that the way we have begun to do things, I think, is quite a bit different than some of the other great competitors that we have. We're at a very high standard for product tolerances. So the sewing that you see on that garden flag, the size tolerance that you see on that, I don't believe that there's really anybody else doing that kind of minimal tolerance. And the reason it's so important is because you're going to print the transfers and you need the flag to fit, you know? You can't
Right.
have some flags that are super long, super short, and God knows we've had that situation in the past. And so the standards that we apply now for new products, the compliance documents that are available for these products are important today, but they're going to be very important in the coming years and months.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
we retest the products. If a supplier that's outside the country says it tests okay for Prop 65, we don't trust them one bit. We test everything again. We pay for a U.S. lab to test it. Drinkware here, U.S. lab tested. I have no faith, unfortunately, I have no faith in a Chinese lab.
Of course. Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
my kids are going to drink out of this stuff, I'm going to be sure that it's been tested here.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's important to note. Okay. Good to hear, David. So yeah, and it is good. I mean, it really, because it can be pretty scary, you know. Okay, guys, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so don't forget Labor Day. That's it. Just Labor Day.
And you know, I'll say this about the 800 sale. Take advantage of it. It's amazing. I'm going to turn it off at any moment. We have sold more printers than we could ever imagine. And I was going to turn it off today, or maybe turn it off tomorrow, but I may not. But if, you know, again, I hate to put any pressure on you from a sales, because I don't like people to do that to me. But the fact is, we've absolutely sold more than we budgeted for, because we now risk running out before we get more. And but the salespeople made a beeline to my office this morning when I made the announcement, and they got down their hands and knees and said, "Do not turn it off. I've got people that are working on getting their money together. They're talking their spouse into permission to buy it, you know, because I have to run those by my wife. I know that." And so
yeah.
I'm going to keep it on for a little bit longer, but not much longer at all.
So, and if you guys are interested, obviously, you know, we get a special discount with Condi always, and they always give us, you know, they're just great partners with us,
Yeah.
and
And
we're great
I want to
partners
know
with
if
you.
Tony's going to go to the summit, and if it's not, you know what, Tony, what do we need to do to talk you into it? You know, do I need to phone a friend at Delta and see what we can do there? But I want to see you there. And so remember the offer.
I agree. I want to see him there, and his brother Gary. I want to see both of them there.
And so, you know, you've got a $25, you know, free coupon for orders $200 or more from me if you sign up between now and you know, daybreak on Tuesday. You know, something like that. You know, come to the summit. You know, Cheryl, before the broadcast started, she was, you know, we were talking about the different classes and how sign up was going, and you know, I'm saying, you know, why do I want to teach a class? I want to go to theirs because there's some great speakers that are going on. And, you know, I won't say this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, because I think Cheryl's going to be very successful, and maybe afterwards we give her an IV to resuscitate her, but as she recovers, she's going to say, "Let's do it again." And so,
well, I'm already there, David. That's the truth. I'm already there. It's been to me very successful. I will consider it only because David asked. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tony. I love it.
And Alice, I don't think we can have it unless Alice is there. Alice, you going to be there?
She's got her ticket. And she's her and Lee are going, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah,
so
and you know,
Carol, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, these are people that I've known for years, and some I have met in person, and some I can't wait to meet, because, you know, you talk to somebody for years and years and years, and then you get to actually meet them in person. So it's so exciting to me. I can't wait.
You know, to be in a class with Roger Wambach at Corel. I mean, he's Mr. Corel. You know, that doesn't happen.
Well, and you're Mr. Sublimation.
and then you got all the great people. Sprite, I think, is going to do an amazing job, and so I know what we're going to be doing in our booth. I can tell you, we're gonna up the game. I think we're gonna up the game. So
Yeah. And I think that the thing that I think is going to make this different and unique than other shows is that when the vendor hall is open, there is no classes. When the classes are going on, there is no vendor hall, because one, I think people need to be educated, but two, I think it's really important that they're focused on what's going on at the time that it's going on. And then when they're ready to shop, they're going to go in there and shop. And it's going to be awesome. That's what I think. It's like, it's those shows where, you have 2 minutes and you have to run through the store and grab everything. Well, I think it's going to be like that.
Madness. Shopping madness.
Exactly. And I like it. Would like to meet Cheryl in person. Ha ha, Tony. You are too funny. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've only met him probably, I don't know, like 7 years ago, something like that. I really hate missing this, but I have tried every possibility, and I just can't get off of work to come. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
She's a
Cheryl,
teacher.
we need to do a couple of live streams there somehow.
Absolutely. Already a done deal. Yeah. We have to do that.
Can you check on, can I get in my class, our sprites, can we get good internet access there?
Okay, so we can't, yeah, we have to talk about it, but, we can't do that. We can't broadcast like that. We're not broadcasting through the classes. But we will be broadcasting during like public times. And one of the things that, probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most, besides Sean Copeland, and I know you are as well, is the Q&A session with you and Sean and Vic, and I mean, there's just Aaron Montgomery. That's going to be one heck of a Q&A. I am absolutely looking forward to that one. And you guys are going to make it awesome. So Tony, Tony, please come. Please come. It would be just so great to have you there. It really would. And of course, we'll be there with bells on. And so excited.
All right. It's coming up fast.
I know. It's 28 days away right now, and 26 for me.
Wow. Well, take care, everybody. Happy Thursday. And if we don't get back together again, which I don't think we will, we may do our live tomorrow. I'm trying to decide. But if we don't, everybody have a great long weekend. Happy Labor Day. Yes, yes. And don't forget the sale. Yep. Labor Day. Okay, guys, thank you.